You guys control the live too on YouTube?
Nah, you know.
Control the live on YouTube?
Because girl, holistic
Okay,
is
just make sure that. It's the intro thing.
Let's talk. None of my people gon' walk. 100 bands for us, now she Phoenix. Running down, now we out to the mall. Pally on me and reside. If he come from my chain and we swap. Shawty can't look in my eyes. BBS's I shine in the dark. I'm on my gentleman-ish. I'm putting up for my city. Don't need friends, my family.
What's poppin', man? Spark the fuck, man. Let's talk about it, Black Ink. You know what we on. You know what it's about, man. Squad.
What's up? Let's talk about it, Black Ink.
This is Rashad from Earn Your Leisure. Big shout out to Let's Talk About It, Black Ink.
None of my people gonna walk. Hey. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Carter. Who remember that?
I didn't see it, but I remember it.
Hey, welcome back to another episode. Let's talk about it. Podcast created to unite, uplift, impact, educate, and most importantly, empower our culture and community. I'm your host, Sage. Before we get into our topic of today, I want to introduce these beautiful people in this room today. And since tomorrow starts the beginning of Women History Month, can we start with the queens in the room today? We got joining us this week returning Keisha Sullivan, Chaos Consultant. Welcome, Keisha.
Hey, y'all.
Yes, returning Low Key Communication, Nadia Cherie.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, ¿cómo está? Turning back again. Put your gloves together. Rich Mo, CEO of Black Ink Radio.
What up now?
Director of Black Ink Crew.
How y'all doing?
Returning back again this week, a new evolved man. Come on now, leaving his legacy behind. He done started his journey of wealth, y'all. Kevin versus Floor, returning to us a new man. Come on, Daddy.
He look handsome just because he had a baby.
Yes.
Big Papa.
Yeah, so
I'm handsome, I had a baby.
yeah. So before we actually go into
We
it,
got one more.
I'm sure all of us would like to congratulate you on the birth of your beautiful baby girl.
Yes, congratulations,
Welcome to
bro.
parenthood.
Appreciate that.
Welcome to parenthood. How do you feel?
It's still a little surreal. You know what I'm saying? I wake up and be like, having to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock every morning. You know, it's a little surreal, but I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Oh,
I'm enjoying every
you don't have the tired look yet, so she ain't do her job.
I'm tired. But luckily, I got a good baby. She eat and she sleep. She pretty much quiet. If she ain't hungry, she ain't saying too much.
That's a blessing.
She like her father. She very calm, cool, and collected.
Nice. Well, good. Before we get into it, Rich Mo, how was your week?
It was great. My week was great.
Great.
Yeah.
Haven't seen you since Valentine's. You was
Yeah, it's
whining and
been a
dining.
while, right?
Yeah, whining and dining.
I missed y'all.
We missed you too. Yeah, so Valentine's was great.
Yeah, it was
Your
really
dinner
nice.
turned out great.
Yeah, you know, I did a lot of cooking, you know what I'm saying? It was, I made it special, you know what I'm saying? So it was nice. I cooked, I don't know if you seen it play on Instagram.
I seen it.
Yeah. He said, I seen it.
I didn't see it.
I should have brought you one.
Chef
But
Rich.
it was a lot of like seafood, really. Anything you could think of.
Women like
Yeah.
seafood, very
Well,
standard.
shout out to Rich Mo for actually cooking for his significant other and showing her
And my daughter.
Valentine's Day?
and his
I tell you,
Did you get something for Valentine's Day? I'm sorry, I gotta ask that question.
men don't get things for Valentine's Day,
Come on,
brother.
men don't get things for anything.
I'm
That's my
lying.
problem.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm lying. My daughter did get me a card.
That's beautiful, but that don't count. But go
I
ahead, I'm
totally
sorry.
thought you said something.
I don't care.
Men don't, because women don't ever get me anything for Valentine's
They don't. They don't.
Well, we're going to change that narrative. Great. How was your event last week with C's?
Oh, it was dope. It was dope. It was the premiere of season 10, I think, or 9.
So we started.
Yeah. So
Nice.
tonight is the second show of the season.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really it was dope. It was like a nice little premiere party. They started watching the show at 7 because I think the Compton one came on first, or I don't know. I was drinking, so I really wasn't paying attention.
Nice.
But it was nice. It was a nice little turnout. So it was dope.
Beautiful. Keith, how was your week?
Great. I got a lot of rest. Much needed rest. It was good.
Beautiful. Well, rest is something we all can use.
Oh man.
Needed to catch
Low key, Nadia, let me congratulate this young lady. Yes,
spotlight
I
on
want to
me.
know. We're going to start this conversation off with a little bit about how was the mastermind.
Yes.
Yeah, how was it?
I'm super grateful. I was a part of my first mastermind. I spoke on stage. I talked really fast. I got some things to work on my speech. I be thinking I talk really personal. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, people love it, but sometimes I feel like I need to stay on task. Sometimes I can get too personal. Somebody will ask a question and I'll just go dive into the question. I forget I got slides on the board and stuff like that. So, but no, it was amazing. A well-needed quick trip to Miami. I needed the salt water. I needed to go down there. I got to ride a yacht. I got to be in a multi-million-dollar house.
Come on
I
now.
never seen
Okay.
money like that
Multi-million
before.
dollar crib.
It was on y'all know Star Island. What's the one
Oh,
next
you
to
was
Star
on
Island?
Star Island.
But the one next to it.
No,
It starts with an F. Oh,
I
and
don't
my friend just
remember.
told me what it was. Not Star. It's like on Venetia Way.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's multiple islands.
Yeah, I know. I know. I never heard it. I never heard nobody say the name of it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I
Some
got
beautiful
to,
houses.
Yeah, it was beautiful to see that type of money. You know, we just been talking about money. The last week and a half, we've
It's
been talking
coming.
about money. Like, seriously, and I think just being able to be in those rooms and being, you know, at such a young age, you know, I'm under 30, you know, just seeing that type of money is just, it's just beautiful. I'm just grateful. I'm just extremely grateful.
Shout out to you for that experience.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Let me ask though, since you're under 30 though, how does that make you feel?
Nervous?
It makes you nervous?
It does, because I think I'm in the age where I'm in the generation where everybody's in competition with each other on Instagram. So I have to make sure I stay humble with my money and remember my destination, which is not a rat race. And I know I'm an Aquarius, so I'm already 10 years ahead of everybody anyway in my head. So I have to make sure that I'm not in a rat race. I have to ground myself constantly.
We are nine competition.
Yes.
Please. And that's the problem with us.
Yes.
Come out of that, please. You know.
And I was never in it, but I'm saying, you know, when you're around, you know how it is. You go to the clubs, you on the rooftop, you in this, you on a yacht, and you like, oh, let me spend on this. It's like, do I really need that right now? No, I don't. Let me remember my race. I'm not in that rat race. So yeah, but I'm blessed though. It was an awesome experience. I love to teach, and I realized that I'm starting to understand like what that really means to pour into people. And I think that's what I love more than the money, more than the $1 million house. I like to teach.
Yes, I love it.
Like wherever I'm at. I don't
too.
know everything, but I like to teach what I know.
Right.
Before we get
I like to
into
spread.
can we go ahead and introduce our next co-host,
Oh yeah.
Evelyn Monroe? You just took her right up the limelight. Right?
Yes.
Auntie, where are you?
Hello, hello.
How are
Good
you
evening.
today?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I'm good.
was
How
your
are
week?
you? It was awesome. It was awesome. Sad I had to leave Atlanta. I'm back in Philadelphia.
Back in cold
but I'll be
weather?
back in cold weather, that part.
You see, she bundled up.
Mhm. Scarf on and everything.
But we'll always welcome you back here. My
Thank you.
da. Alright, but segueing into piggybacking off of Nadia's conversation, what she said was amazing, right? Knowing that you're not in competition with no one, because I had a few people DM me about a few posts that I post, and the last response I wanted to piggyback off of that is the things that we can do to challenge ourselves to be better every single day, right? To become a better person in our lives. And someone inboxed me and asked me, how do you do that? Yes. So I told them we will actually go around the room and give them some insight, because the purpose of this platform is to impact, uplift, empower, educate our culture and community. So
Yeah.
let's use our platform for what it's for.
Yes.
Who wants to go first?
Okay.
What are some of the things that you do
Yes.
to challenge yourself?
Why he volunteered?
Oh, let's start with Kat.
Yes.
So what is the question again?
What's some of the things that you do to challenge yourself to do better every day, to become a better person? But the post was challenge yourself to become better every day?
Well, for me personally, how what I believe is becoming better is always, sharpening up my weaknesses. So for me to become better every day, I put myself in a situation where I have to utilize my weakness, constantly utilize it over and over again, so that it constantly gets stronger. Practice make perfect, so to speak.
So
Put
like
yourself in a
father.
position to use your weakness. Very powerful.
I like that.
Rich Mo.
I was gonna say something similar as far as like sharpening your sword, but mine's in a different direction. Like I feel like you should always try to bust through the roof. I feel like no matter how good you get at something, you should always try to be a little bit better. If you feel like you're the best at it, then you got to try to beat yourself. I feel like if you feel like you could, if your thing is doing songs, if you could knock out songs in a certain amount of time, try to beat that time. No matter if everybody's happy with how fast you're doing it, do it faster. If people's happy with how good you're doing it, do it better. Like every day you should try to actually do whatever you do better, no matter how good it is, because that's how, things get created. That's how people get so far ahead. I would have never imagined going from people riding horses to give messages, to having phones. How do you put my voice through a phone line, to now having my voice go across the world without no attachment? Like if that person didn't challenge themselves to make the phone better, we'd still be walking around having to mail or go to a damn payphone or go, you know what I'm saying?
Our communication would be limited.
So yeah, so I feel like every day, I don't care what it is that you do, you should always try to be better, no matter if you don't even know what better is.
Right.
Find it.
Constantly challenging yourself.
Facts.
ITE.
Yes.
Did
Can
you
you
hear the
guys hear me?
question?
Yes, I did. So one of the things that I try to do on a daily basis is pray and be grateful for my journey. Like just to elaborate on what Nadia was saying, I'm not in competition with anyone else. I'm grateful for what God has blessed me with, and I just keep moving forward.
Okay. Ms. Sullivan?
Pretty much the same as Kev, Rich, and Auntie. I try to just love on myself. I try to do something at least once a day for me, because I didn't do that for a long time, unbeknownst to me. So now that I'm more seasoned, I say older, I try to do something at least once a day for myself, and then just try to be, better. Just like Kev said, we're all flawed perfectly. So I try to find whatever those flaws are and work on them daily. It's not an overnight process, but it is a process. So just love on myself.
Is that claps?
Yeah.
I love that.
Come on, it's not
That's just
your
self-care.
Shout out to the engine.
So I just posted about this because I learned it from the mastermind. I'm gonna take it forever. Thanks, mastermind. But one of the speakers taught me. He's from Philly, actually. I'm gonna tell you that. First of all, let's start with what we talked about last week. Self-love is self-discipline. Start there. But I think how I make myself better these days is to not look at time management as time management, but look at focus management. So I care less about how much time I spent on a task. I care about how focused I was during that task. So I don't know who else struggles with paying attention.
Yeah.
But I do.
Definitely.
Especially owning your own business and trying to be awesome and trying to be spiritual and trying to be a wife, a husband, a dad, a mom. I'm just trying to be focused on one thing at a time. That's what that's my energy these days. It's like I can't do it all, but I could do this really well for an hour.
Smart.
So yeah, that's what I got.
Nice.
What about you?
For me, I like to live in the energy of love.
Amen.
That's the things that help me better myself as a person is actually literally doing things in a place that comes from love. And that's in listening to things that will cultivate my mind, watching what I eat. Literally, I'm telling you, I became obsessive with just not letting TVs play in my house.
I know.
Everything is intentional. I don't let, because the commercials, anything, it goes into your subconscious mind, and consciously we act according to what's conscious. And the subconscious download to the conscious. I don't need nothing downloaded that I don't want there.
Facts.
Because we live out what's within us. So understanding that, one of the takeaways I got from Neo over the mastermind, he said, whatever entertains you, trains you.
Amen.
So if we
That's
conscious
deep.
of that, you know what I mean, it trains our behavior.
Yes.
So those are some of the things I do to become a better person, along with a whole list of other things. There's a lot of things we can tap into to help us grow and personally help us self-develop, like being self-aware. You know what I mean? Self-awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, it helps you. And if you're looking to become better in your life, I would suggest you get in rooms with people that's doing better.
Oh,
Self-observation.
definitely.
Look at your surroundings. Look what's in your household. Look what's in your community.
Yes.
And if that's not working for you, reach out to someone that you see that's doing better and find out where they are. You can go to a library where it's quiet and people are learning and reading,
Yes.
or people's always at Starbucks learning, and find someone to have a conversation with and ask them questions if they have time to answer, of how you can get in rooms to learn from people that are better than you. Don't be the ten in the room.
Don't be the 10 in the room.
Don't be the
Don't be the 10 in the room all the time. Yes.
the two. So keep that in mind. Whatever entertains you, trains you, and whatever you tune into, you turn into.
I don't want to be no cartoon, man. Shit.
Keep that one in mind.
Right.
You know what I appreciate about what you said, you've spoken about this question before, and your answer is always consistent. It's always the same.
That was nice.
And you do definitely operate. I can attest to that. Just in the short amount of time that I have known you, you definitely exude that with everything you do,
Definitely.
everybody you touch. That's just literally so.
Appreciate
For
that.
those of you listening, she definitely
This is her.
talk and definitely walks the walk.
For sure. Yes.
Facts.
I appreciate that. But don't make me perfect. Don't hold me up.
Right. Good
So,
question.
my next question.
Let's go.
And we're going to stay on the line of personal development, since they asked that we're challenging ourselves, because we want to challenge everybody, including me. Give me a core value.
One of my core values, integrity.
Integrity. You embody that. I'll give you core value.
I'm not sure what that means.
What is our value like to the death?
Oh, loyalty. Yeah, that's why it's right. Oh,
IT, core
Yeah.
value.
Loyalty.
same here.
Come on now.
Name my company,
Be a
let you
woman of your
loyal.
word. Be a man of your word.
Every goddamn
Do what you
water
say.
sign, stick with loyalty.
Yeah,
Loyalty. It is.
that's it.
Mine would be peace.
Can I get some of that?
I just want peace. You know, peace brings happiness. Happiness is priceless. That's my core value. If it doesn't bring me some type of peace or joy,
I feel that
I'm not gonna
energy
entertain it.
from you.
Thank
by the
you.
way.
Thank you.
I do.
Thank
I feel like you don't choose violence.
I
You
feel
choose
embody
Yes,
youthfulness.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, that's why she embodies you. Y'all took all the good ones. Why you making me go last? I want to go first next time. I was like,
You can repeat it if it's you, it's you.
All of the above.
Right.
Oh, if it's you, it's you. Come on now.
Right, I like
You're
that.
not challenged. You just said we ain't in competition.
I think my core value is definitely accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah, that's like my middle name. I'm gonna name my daughter. If I could fit that in somehow. No, I'm just playing.
I say, wait,
Little account, get over here.
Shout out to the air signs. High five. Don't leave me hanging. Shout out to the air signs. We
Why?
definitely, if nothing else, we could take some accountability.
What you gonna name your daughter?
right.
That's a whole
I
nother.
said, little account, get over here.
Yes. And mine comes back to same thing. Loyalty, respect,
Oh, yeah.
love, integrity. teamwork, work ethic.
You said 1.
I know, but I figured I would give them a little bit more.
Wait, you said how many water
Because you
signs
know
is in the
what?
room?
I truly
How many water signs is in the room?
3.
Who?
I.e. me, Rich.
Oh.
Hi.
Air, 1 fire.
You don't see me swimming?
Hey.
We need all that water. Put out all that fire and that air.
He is so funny.
Yes. No, but I truly believe another thing that will help aid us in personal development and growth as a human being. You know, I'm going to just shoot out some questions, and this one I'm going to start with you, Loki Nadia. I want to know, what does your best self? What does that look like? What
Healthy.
does it look like?
Healthy, mind, body, and spirit. Healthy. I mean, like choosing better words that come out of my mouth, thinking better thoughts, making a lot of money, but aligning the money with what I want to do, like my purpose and my passion, that being one, not like, you know, just trying to look flex. I could flex being broke. But I want to flex, like really walking in my purpose and finding myself. Yeah, I think that's a simple answer. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how I would view myself. And happy, like genuinely happy with the people I'm around, like my family, my spouse, my partner, being aligned, you know, in all areas, like just total alignment in my life. That's what I see.
What does your best self look like?
Just watching. I don't know. I just feel like my watching my people prosper, like being in a position where, you know, where I'm happy to see that we moving in the right direction, and you know, just I like she said, I like to teach too. I like to spread the knowledge that I know. So you know, if I could have any help with that, just my best self would be in the middle of that, like happy. If I could survive just helping, you know, just like kind of like pushing us forward, I'd just be doing that. Cause I always felt like I be feeling like, you know, I've always been a rapper, I've always been an entertainer, but I find the same joy in honestly just speaking to people about, you know, like how we were talking earlier. I find the same joy in that, like just you know, teaching people, like talking to people about bettering themselves and just us moving better. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm getting the same energy from that. I used to rhyme about it too, so.
Okay, Kanye.
I guess. I was before him though.
Auntie.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. We waiting on you. Give us the wisdom.
For me, it's kind of the same thing that Nadia was saying. For me, health is wealth. Self-love and seeing my family.
Okay. Nice.
For me, man, it's a lot of things I thought of, a lot of things Nadia said, a lot of things, you know, Rich said, which is why me and Rich, we rap so easy. I love to, you know, talk about, you know, things that matter, things that are important, so on and so forth. You know, a lot of places I go, they always give me the name preacher or professor because I'm always lecturing somebody. But for the number one thing that came to my mind when you asked the question is the very thing that I think will help me achieve everything I want. So for me, the best version of me is a tamed ego.
That's nice.
Come on, Leo. Come on.
Yeah.
A controlled, disciplined ego.
And what made you? At what point did you say, "Okay, I need to"?
Wait.
I'm sorry. You know, I love to elaborate.
Yeah, we can elaborate, but we will leave you out. Let's hear you first.
That's a good point though.
That was
awesome.
first.
That's definitely.
Fatherhood has really, right? Come on, Khalid.
Go ahead,
I'm
bro.
ready to call her by her
No, that was Kevin before the baby. Kevin always been like
I
that.
was gonna say this was before. Okay, I'm sorry. What are we? What's the question?
Your best self.
Right, Kevin threw us
I'm
off.
so sorry, y'all.
Your best self.
Speaking of the tension, huh?
Yes. Give us a version of yourself at your best. Come on.
Questions.
If you can't get no better.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say it again so I can make sure I answer it. Because
How
I'm
do you
thinking about
envision-
it in.
If you had to give us a vision, a description of the best person
that I've been thus far.
Yeah.
No, your best self, period.
Your best self, period.
Oh, okay.
What does the best of you look like? So it's something that you can work towards. What does that look like? Because we're doing all of this,
And not
achieving education and knowledge and acquiring wealth and money.
Yeah.
For what? What's the
Right.
what does that look like?
For me, I think it would be the same as Rich, just pouring into people. You know,
Nice.
taking what I know and translating that into our communities and making sure that it's trickled down accordingly, like for life. For me, that's super important, especially since I came from a family where we didn't necessarily have that. So now that I'm a vessel, I'm trying to make sure that I continuously get the education, get the knowledge, so that I can pour into people too. I want to. When I perish from this earth, I want to be known as like someone who helped educate, help teach, and help empower. You know, that's my main goal.
Would you be okay? And that's anyone can answer this question. Would you be okay if you did not achieve your goals? Would you be okay?
I would be okay if I didn't achieve that one because I've already achieved it. It's
Okay.
already happened. But I want to elevate. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
On like a global level.
Nadia, why the smirk? Why the cringe in the face?
I was just going to see my craze. I'm
You're
sorry. I can't
so
turn
proud.
my
That's
my
okay.
face
We learn
off.
when I
It's
say
okay.
I do too.
Dang, and she be
Why the
catching me.
cringe?
Too.
Because I just said that depends on what goal. Financially, I'll be okay. I'll be straight. That's not wealth to me anyway. But I feel like certain goals, no, I'll be pissed if I died and didn't do certain stuff.
Like what goal?
Like the legacy I have with the health of my family right now.
So the question was, would you be okay if you did not reach your goals, as in achieving a better version of yourself?
Oh, okay. Oh. No, it would not be okay. That's easy. I thought you meant just goals appear like certain
No,
goals.
no.
I got you. Yeah, no. Absolutely no.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we'll come in.
I mean, I achieve it every day.
Oh, come on now with the
So-
confidence.
I mean, it's the truth. I achieve it every day, but I wouldn't be happy if it didn't elevate to the level that it could, which is a level I don't know yet. But I do achieve, what I want to do every day.
You'll take a step towards it.
Right.
That's good.
Can I?
I feel like, not to answer your question directly, no, I wouldn't be happy. But the kind of, I wouldn't be happy because, like I said, that my main goal is going to help me achieve my, my branch goals, so to speak. So, no.
Auntie Eve,
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
would you be comfortable?
No,
No.
no, no.
Why?
For me, because I'm too OCD to set up goals.
That's real.
He said, hell no.
Right.
But then again, I don't, I baby step. I don't try to reach so far that it's
Exactly.
not reachable. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with the little steps to get there. But no, I absolutely would
I
not.
love it.
Okay.
I have a question.
And I'll let you go ahead.
Just to kind of elaborate, because you're obviously more seasoned than we are.
Sexy and seasonal.
Sexy and seasoned. Hello.
Sure.
So I want to know, at what point do you stop and assess? Okay, these are the things that.
So I didn't get a chance to answer.
Okay,
It
that
didn't
you
apply
were-
to me.
okay,
I'm
all
not
right.
the other.
And next time, I think your camera's like this way.
I'm like, I don't know where my camera
It's
is.
over
I'm
here.
looking at Auntie. Okay.
Go ahead, Auntie Eve, you can answer.
She didn't finish the question. At what point do I assess?
Yeah. Do you assess like where you are in your goals, and
So,
what do you do? If
I
you're
know I'm
quite
not
there?
where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be.
That's what I'm
I know
talking
that.
about.
That's a bar.
Come on
You
now.
It
understand what I'm
is.
saying? So if you ask yourself, where do you want to be in 2 years? Not where I want to be in 20 years. Where do I want to be in 2 years? That's the baby steps I'm talking about. So they're reasonable, reachable goals. Now it's more than where I'm at, but it's not where I want to be. And so once I meet that goal, then it's what's next.
Right. Agreed.
So I don't see myself stopping and saying, okay, I reached my goal. I'm still working. Always some more improvement. there's always a lesson learned. There's always something you can do better.
Right. Okay.
That's something I learned as well too. To piggyback off Evelyn, that I feel like my goals it used to be planned out with short term, mid term, long term, because I think that's the way we were trained and they told us how to plan.
Yeah.
But experience teach us something different, right? It teaches us never change the plan on myself, never change the goal, just change the strategy, right? So now I plan day by day. I'm learning to plan day by day because day by day allowing me to enjoy the journey and the process instead of getting frustrated. Because I get extremely frustrated.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially if you got OCD of the mind like I do.
That part.
We can relate. When things don't go according to your plans, you tend to get a little depressed. And, you know what I mean? And beat yourself up or search yourself for what didn't I do. And that's when you realize you're out of alignment.
Definitely.
But also, you gotta think about the fact that you can plan as much as you want, but plans generally never go the way you want. So if you plan too far ahead,
that's because everybody's planning.
And we learned that in 2020.
right.
That's the out of alignment.
Because there
We
are
all
things,
got thrown
right?
out of the alignment.
There are things that are beyond your control.
A lot of things.
Who could have predicted the COVID?
That's right.
You know what I mean? But because you planned, at least you had some cushion. And it's like, okay, so you're not derailed. You just have to do it just right.
Right. And that's why I think it was, who said, I know you're a humanitarian. I know everybody said humanitarian at heart. But I think 3 things. You said health. Auntie, you said health. You said to give back. You said to give back. You said ego. Right? To discipline your ego. How many of us truly believe that or feel like a part of being a humanitarian in this world is an obligation?
I think he's going there with this question.
No. I think it's a choice.
Absolutely.
How
Absolutely.
many of us feel the responsibility?
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
again, that's just because of
Absolutely.
Because a lot of time, no, seriously. Because it's one of those things. What's the saying? Who said that? Come on. That's not what the world can do for me, but that's what you can do to the world. What part do you play in this world? It's like, what part do I play in my existence to be, right, as a human being, and my family, right, as a sister, aunt, a wife, a mother. Then what part do I play in my community and then in society on a whole, right? And are we aligning those things or including those things towards our journey in life? Like, how did we lose sight of our place in this world to make it better? Because I believe that we all have a responsibility to aid in making this world better, no different than the people who made these mics to make this better.
I think it's only an obligation I think it's an obligation because the way we were taught. We weren't taught to serve. We were taught to succeed individually. Everything is individualized. Like our phones, we get dressed for us. We, just everything. Our job, we go into business because we don't want to be told what to do. We don't go into job because I don't want to help everybody. No, you don't like to follow instructions. That's why you don't want to work with the light. But I think as the humanitarian sign, it can be an obligation sometimes because you have to almost take it as a job to serve, because it is. Like, you have to look at serving not as a chore, but as a moral, like a duty of your, you know what I'm saying?
Conduct.
Yeah, it's like your job to come on this earth and serve somebody else. And I think that's where we find purpose for real, is like in servitude. But it does, the weight of it feels like it's obligated constantly, because sometimes you don't get reciprocity when you serve. Sometimes you get like, you the only one who can do this one thing, and everybody's coming to you for this one thing, and nobody else can do this one thing but me. Like, so that's where the heaviness comes in for real, because it's still a duty. You're still serving. You're still doing it's a selfish act. It's a selfless act. Excuse me. It's not. There's nothing selfish about serving. So if you're not doing it for self, it's constant work. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for me, it's a little different because it comes so natural for me to do it that it's never really a weight for me. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just natural. If you come to me and you start talking and or whatever, or if I'm helping you with something, I don't feel like you said, some people could feel like, oh, you keep coming to me, you keep coming to me. I feel like when you come to me, it's just natural for me to just, I don't feel like, I don't know, I don't feel that way. So for me, it's not really an obligation, it's kind of a way of life. I've been doing it since before I knew I was doing it. You get what I'm saying? It was already happening. And, even like, when my girl is like, oh, you always helping people. You help this person, help that person. Like, I'm like, but what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't think that I'm doing anything extra. I don't think I'm not, if you come to me and you got an issue and I could help you solve it, I'm going to talk to you about it. So for me, I just see it like, for some people, it's natural. It's a way of life. It's something that's built in me. I can't even not do it if I didn't want to. I be sitting there watching people go through shit, and it'll kill me to not help you. I'm sitting there looking like I want to mind my business, but you know what I'm saying? It's somewhere in me, it feels like it is my business. You get what I'm saying?
But I think as leaders, sometimes we have those moments where it's like, okay.
Of course.
When we started my business, I would same thing. I would just be, I'm gonna go to this meeting with this person, help this person, this and that. And I woke up one day and I had a scroll list. And I had people in my family like, you need to start a business. You're doing this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but they're friends. Woke up one day, I had a scroll list of things to do, and none of it was like
monetized. Wasn't helping you.
Look,
I know, because I go through it.
Contributing to my bottom line, but I was doing it because I loved it. You know what I mean? But I think as leaders, we do have times where we're just like, gotta stop, take a deep breath, because you start to have an influx of people coming to you for things that they know that you are great at.
But that's when you gotta realize that, like I said, I just said sometimes I want to, and it be killing me not to. But you got to know when to and when not to. There's people that pay for certain things. If you need consultation, go get a consultation. I'm not your consultant unless you want to pay for that. But yeah, you can come to me every now and then for help. That's cool. But if you calling me every day, all day, then that's something different. Now it's a job. That's a job. That's not being a humanitarian. That's not being nothing that we talking about right now. That's being used.
So at what point?
You know what I'm saying?
At what point we y'all ready to go?
I mean, for me, I kind of fall in line with Rich Mommy. Before I even learned what the word humanitarian was, or ever heard that word, I was kind of like Rich. I like helping people, but I like helping people because, it helped them, but also because it made me feel good, made me feel useful,
exactly.
so on and so forth. And I think just to piggyback off what Nadi said about humanitarian being a selfless act, I feel like it is, but I feel like you can be selfless and selfish at the same time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, depending on what it is. Because this world was built on a bartering system, so to speak. I'm scratching your back so you can scratch mine. The trees give us oxygen, so we give them carbon dioxide.
Exactly.
Everything is built on I do for you, you do for me. So I don't think being a humanitarian just means give, and you get nothing in return. Exactly. Then it becomes like what Keisha said, what Rich Mo said, like you're using me and I'm getting no benefit of it. It's okay if you're using me if I get a benefit out of it, So it kind of, everything works in balance, like you got, I don't know, but in the wild I forget the name of the bird, but it's a bird that, sits on the elephant's back and cleans the elephant skin. But what it's doing is eating the small termites that are on the elephant. Reciprocity. The elephant is feeding the bird is feeding the elephant. So you
see, now that right there is this is where things should go. At the end of the day, when you got people that's doing certain things like that, you know what I'm saying? That them type of people is needed. So when them type of people is needed, when that's your value, somebody got to start to put value to it, because you can't have a Dr. King if there's nobody. Well, he didn't have a job, so how was he surviving? You understand what I'm saying? Right. Pastors don't have jobs. How do they survive? The people that they help is supposed to pour into them.
Which is true.
You understand what I'm saying? So that at some point, people got to realize that you're valuable,
right?
And start to, get with that value. Make sure that you are around to continue to give them that.
You got to hold them accountable for that value.
That's why I say don't get used.
Auntie.
So I think everybody has a gift. Everybody has a God's given gift. Everybody has a talent, and it's you have to. It's a give and take. You may not get from the same person that you get. You know what I mean? So for me, it's an obligation. It's an obligation, but it's a necessity. Some people can cook, so some people can, it's a gift, and it should be given to the world. It's not something that you can hold on to. I think you should always do that. Absolutely.
Nice. And I think everybody was on point. But hey, it is the law of what you said, to be exact. Energy is definitely supposed to be exchanged. There's no one person that's supposed to say, oh, I need your energy and steal your energy. I'm supposed to get something from it too.
Yeah, we're supposed to tap into each other's talents.
Yes. Unless a person, of course, have severe issues. I get it. Rich Mo's talking about charging them.
So at some point, especially if that's all you do, everybody,
Right.
just like Auntie said, everybody has a talent. Once you tap into it, you should.
And that's
Right.
true. So, before we move on, give me 3 things you believe in, low-key Nadia.
What don't I believe in?
Ooh,
No, I'm just
deep
playing. I don't-
today.
3 things you believe in, your most important beliefs.
Okay. I think age has nothing to do with accountability. I think babies to senior citizens should take accountability.
Bars for that.
Goddamn.
Come on
Sage
now.
make you feel like what you say is like biblical.
Yes.
And I mean that in good reason. I say it deep like that, but I mean that in super good reason.
No,
I
that's
think
good.
that's what makes us so good at being humanitarians is if we just say, you know what, I could do a little better in that
No, I
area.
received that.
Yeah, it comes from an honest place. It's not like a militant place. I'm so not militant. I'm an air sign. Second thing I believe in is you don't have to be woke and broke. You could be conscious and get coins. You could live luxury and know a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I think there's a balance in being higher and
evolving.
Yeah,
Right.
evolving. The third thing, I think laughter is the best medicine. I
Come
love to
on,
laugh. Make me
yes.
laugh and you
I
gonna
like
get
that.
the ring, baby. You want the gush. Make me laugh. Let me stop. Let me stop being nasty.
Next.
No, but for real, I think laughter is the best medicine after the sun.
Who want to go?
I'll go. My 3 would be happiness first. You know, happiness is priceless, and it doesn't take much. I feel like it doesn't take. I've learned that as well over the years. It doesn't take much to be happy. Just peace of mind. You know, kind of goes hand in hand with happiness. But and then so we're talking about core about the
3 things you
that
believe in.
that we
And
believe
your
in.
strongest belief system. 3 things.
Definitely happiness, definitely peace, and community. And that includes
That was one of
family,
mine. That was one of
friends.
mine. Yeah.
That was cute.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Auntie.
For me, it's faith, gratitude, and self-discipline.
Come on now.
Love that.
That's nice. She took happiness from me.
You can have some
You can have it
too.
too.
No, I'm going to use it. I'm not going to stray because it's the strongest thing I believe in. I believe in happiness and I believe in balance. I believe, I love, when things feel fair. You get what I'm saying? And another thing is, personal space. I like my me time.
That's a good one.
That's a good value.
That's mine. I love it.
Well, that's self-discipline.
Can I go
Yeah.
last? I'm still
For real.
thinking. Can I go last? I'm still thinking.
Okay. 3 things I believe in. 1 would be God. 2 would be me.
Yeah, come on.
That's just the truth.
That's a good one. Listen, what?
That part.
Right.
Yeah, that was,
That part.
It would be my fellow human beings.
aw,
That's the
Community.
truth.
That's cute.
Yes, that's me.
I believe in those things too.
I know, we all
That's why we're here. That is why we are.
But we said the strongest beliefs.
We
Those are my
share- we share
strongest.
common values.
Spirituality first, myself, and then,
You do believe in humanity. You do believe in humanity. You be like, because we can. Damn you. That is so her. That's for sure.
I really like Community too,
Because
though.
Martin said, Martin said, injustice where?
Is injustice everywhere.
Come on now.
I'm glad I remembered that. It was Black History Month, the last day.
Yeah, bars. Shout out to Martin. Oh, he's dead. Rest in peace. Kevin? Nothing yet?
No, I got it. One would be balance. To me, balance is everything. This world was built on a balance, an equilibrium, so balance is everything. 2 is happiness. You know, I believe happiness starts with yourself. So, you know, happiness. And then 3, you know, is what I said earlier, but it was like one of the biggest things to me is, you know, taming ego will help you achieve everything.
Okay. So, before I move on, because I'm going to give some key pointers to the individual that asked about that quote we posted online, just giving some things that will help you be a better person, and all of us, because everybody information helped me. It's noted. I'm going to take that in. Who want to go first?
You go first. You ain't going
Not with
first.
this question. Not with this one.
Oh, okay.
Repeat it one more time.
Oh, okay.
So I make sure.
Who want to go first?
What was the question?
What's the question?
I know. I want to see who want to go first.
I'll go first.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Let's go.
Oh, not you.
My bad.
You what? No, I'm joking.
All right, I'll go first. Let's go with the question.
Eve said she
There
go
she
first.
go.
What does Eve look like at her lowest point in life?
You said Eve? Oh,
What
Eve.
does
Your name
that
is
look
Eve. I'm
like?
sorry.
You thought
My lowest point in life is not having that self-love and worrying about past, like what happened in the past, how long you dwell on the past. You kind of get stagnant. So my lowest point was being stagnant.
Come on, Auntie.
And my spelling of my name is wrong.
We got you. We got you, Auntie.
I know Eve.
Oh, yeah, it does
Evelyn.
say Eve Manor.
Eve.
It does. It's okay.
You could have let
It's
us
my
know
bad.
that.
Yeah,
after
my
the
lowest
show.
point
Clean that up.
stagnant.
That's what her lowest look like. You could have let us know that after the show.
That part.
She
That
said,
part.
my name is my name.
That's right.
That was Eve from Philly, y'all, not from New York.
I didn't know there was another way to spell Eve.
Evelyn.
No, she's talking about her last
No, I'm
name,
talking
though.
about
It says
Manuel.
Manor.
I
Last
thought she
name,
wanted
it says
Evelyn
Manor.
instead of Eve.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, no.
I didn't do that. Or I probably did. But, okay.
So yeah, my lowest point would
Who
be
wants to go
stagnant,
next?
giving somebody else my energy, giving somebody else my, because when you dwell on, everybody's not going to, life's not there. Stuff happens. You may give a certain amount, and what we were talking about receiving, you may not receive it from that person. And so you may be treated unfairly. And, it hurts. I'm not going to lie. I mean, everybody experienced that. It hurts. But when you give somebody that much time, effort, and energy to dwell on that pain, that was my lowest. Being stagnant. I'm worried about this. They may never, I may never see that come up. But I'm holding myself and being stagnant, trying just being in that pain. Giving too much energy. I need to outwit the devil.
Right. And stagnant is stagnation. It's no movement. And that goes against nature because nature flows.
It does.
Energy
Yes.
flows. Life
Yes.
flows. So stagnation is going nowhere. That was
Right.
powerful.
Yeah.
That was-
like I feel that in my spirit. That goes.
Anybody
I'll go
else?
next.
Want to share with us?
I'll go
What
next.
does the worst look like?
Because I was for me, just like Auntie, stagnation, complacency. For me, I have a tendency to get in these modes where I'm just like, till tomorrow. Procrastination.
Procrastination.
Yeah, that is definitely,
Yes.
for me, that could be a plague. You know what I mean? And then I'm looking up like, okay, well, especially with things that I feel like I just can do second nature. But,
Mine would be
yeah.
perfection. Overthinking. Perfection.
That's the lowest point.
Yeah.
The lowest
That's every
for me is
day.
Perfection.
You don't overthink.
I said overthinking.
Most creatives do.
But that's
That's
your
your
that's
lowest
the
point?
lowest you.
Yeah.
Couldn't
The
have
lowest?
tricked other.
Yeah.
But
Because it
she
can
said
be-
you overthink every day.
Overthinking and perfection can cause you to be abusive. It can cause you to be a control freak.
Okay,
It can cause you to have your guard up. It can cause you to do a whole lot of things.
I feel you.
I'm the same.
Perfection, because it's not good enough.
Never good enough.
It's not good enough. And I'll share an experience on my holistic journey. when I was going to get my my certification in health and wellness, and I had to take a test, and of course the classes is online Zoom. So I scored like at 80 something, and I passed. But I took the test over. You get 3 times to take the test, and I took the test. But I was wondering, how did I get that wrong? And I took it, and the second time I got 92. And I was like, what did I miss? And I went back, and the third time I got 100. So in class, when we had to do the reviews, and my teacher, the instructor said, Sage, well, Salima, okay. She said, why did you take the test 3 times? And that's after we gave her test. And I'm like, how she know I took the test? right. I was like, because I got an 80 something the first time. But I said it arrogantly, like, what you mean?
Yeah, well, of course I'm going to do that.
I said, but why? And I was like, because I got an 80. She was like, okay, why did you take the test?
As a teacher.
And I'm sitting here like, because I got an 80.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, what did I get wrong? And she said, well, what did I tell you? What did I tell you about, because throughout the class, she actually increased my value and my self-worth by far with telling me how intelligent I was, smart, your ideas are brilliant, genius, God got a plan for you. Right. I mean, she gave me some stuff that I just never heard on a whole nother level. And I said, well, I wanted to know what I didn't get. And she said, I told you, you have to believe you good enough. You have to believe in yourself. I said, I do. She said, you don't. I said, why? She said, who told you wasn't good enough? So I'm thinking, where did this come from? And mind you, we're in class with a bunch of people. Right. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, who told you wasn't good enough? You must didn't hear that growing up. So I was like, oh, I don't know, but what does that have to do with me taking a test again? She said, you passed. Why did you have to take it 3 times? All you did was waste 2 extra hours to get it perfect, to get it right. You passed already.
Yeah, but
you made it. And I bust out crying.
I would have committed
in tears.
You challenged
So
yourself.
perfection to me, because in that class, writing down what our triggers is and our pet peeves is and that. Mine's don't like to waste time, money, because I know those are things you know what I mean. I wasted time.
Can't get that back.
Trying to get 100 when I already passed with the 80. I literally was there 2 more hours.
Yeah, I see.
Taking it again, like, what did I get?
Yeah. But you did.
I don't see nothing wrong with that, though.
That's okay, just as long as you.
No,
don't-
but that's another level.
This
Right.
is health and wellness. This is about wellness. This is about accepting every part of you and the parts you can't control. Because outside of our control, we make plans, but like in our religion growing up in Islam, we plan, but we have to remember that God is the best of planners. We move according to our plans, but the universe has another plan. It operates according to how it operates. I'm a scientist. You know what I mean? We got to learn how to operate to be aligned so we can study the weather.
I just saw that as you probably feeling like, whatever I got wrong, I would like to know what it is so I can get it. So I won't, because you out here, going out here to teach people or help people. I want to know what the hell I didn't know. You feel what I'm saying? I'm kind of like that. I used to get hundreds on most of my tests because I don't try to memorize. I try to understand.
Right.
When you understand something, you should never get it wrong.
Which is true.
You understand what I'm saying? Instead of trying to memorize it. So I would have felt the same way, but I wouldn't have looked at it like I don't feel like I'm good enough. I'd have just felt like I want to know what the hell I got wrong.
Right.
So I don't know. I would have took that different.
But I was thinking that too, but I guess because we already wrote down, and I really did take it 3 times.
That's crazy.
Probably looking at it like you said, like time-wise. For me,
right.
I can see both sides of the spectrum, but you challenge
because I didn't
yourself
get the
in
other
it,
stuff done because I retook this test and then moved on, and that can become procrastination and stagnation because you're so busy focusing on this then miss out. It's like one of those things when you have children in the house and you focus on that one kid is acting up, that you missing the other things that the other kids are doing because you got so much time trying to invest in getting this kid together. You didn't miss what the other kids is doing.
And you could have just asked them what you got wrong.
that
She could have just told you. Sorry.
That part.
Because you challenge yourself.
And I only elaborated on that because perfection for me, it's
a thing.
That part.
Because guess what? As an overthinker, you would have been troubled with the thought of not knowing. Had you just kept it pushing, it would have ate you up for not knowing what you knew.
But even though for me, in learning myself and still learning things about myself, but in knowing a certain part of myself, knowing that perfection was a part of my problem. Things are not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just not going to be perfect.
I think
you know
that's
what I mean? And that still bothers me, but I have to
with
learn
that.
how to live with that.
Yeah,
Right.
especially when you have a vision and you're like, no, I want it. That's creatives, we deal with that every day.
Yeah, but that makes you crazy.
It definitely does.
Crazy.
It can.
Yikes.
That's why you have a team.
Right.
Well, I'm crazy. I definitely feel like that.
The lowest part for me is seeking shelter in the storm versus seeking a way out.
Come on now.
My boy be spitting
looks
bars,
good
nigga.
Over here.
Like,
My boy be spitting bars.
right?
These are voices of the
Seeking
generation, y'all.
shelter. And that is a problem that I would say that's a problem that most black people have. But because that's the community that we grew up in, we do suffer from that. But I think trauma, period, no matter what color you come from, we do have a habit of seeking shelter in the storm opposed to leaving it.
That's right.
We look for a way to justify it because we attach
Just
it
to
when we
hide.
face the shame or the embarrassment. So we look for that as opposed to just leaving it. Like, come out,
Right.
get out.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree. So before we go,
Hold up, I ain't get the same mine.
I want to know.
I ain't get the same mine.
oh wait,
You
Rich
forgot
want to say his
about me?
lowest?
No.
Because you don't seem to have a lowest,
Say
Rich.
like
You
I got
just
another one.
Rich.
Huh?
No go.
Well, I do have a lowest because I've been there.
Oh,
I've already seen my lowest. I've lived it a few times. And my thing is, those three things that you asked me about, my lowest is never having to have somebody help me to do those things. Like to get those things. My happiness,
Ooh.
my balance, never having to have someone else
Come on,
do
self-independent.
that shit to me ever again.
Come
If I can't do that by myself, I will never forgive myself for that. You know what I'm saying? So,
on. Ooh.
yeah.
Agree.
Yo, you and Kevin up over here.
Man.
Yeah,
It
I've
ain't
been
a
there.
competition, but I gotta
No,
give,
no, no.
Kevin, Richmo, and Auntie Eve some bars for them too.
Thank
Stagnation, they're like, woo,
That's
we all did well, but woo.
Because it shows you where you don't want to be.
Right.
Yeah, and I've been there more than once.
And I think if everybody actually took some time to figure out or visualize at your best, it's those 4 agreements. Being impeccable with your words, always saying the right things out of your words so that good can come back with you. You know, what's the second agreement? Don't take anything personal.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I
'Cause
still ain't read
everything
that
ain't
book.
about you. And the 4th one is don't make assumptions.
Right.
Don't
Mm.
assume anything. And the 4th one is being the best person that you can be, to do your best, to be the best person you can
I
be.
need to read that book.
And if you, I'll bring it to you tomorrow.
Oh, that book
have
is
it.
powerful.
yeah,
There's
read
2
it.
copies in my house.
Read it.
Powerful.
So those 4 agreements right there, we make those with ourselves and keep them. I mean, and envision being the best person that you can actually be and what that look like. And what the lowest part of you, based off of the good and the bad that we know, well, we know our anger, we know our temper, we know our characteristics, then we have something to work towards and it allow us to be a better person. And those takeaways with that, if I can go over some notes that I think would be beneficial to everybody, because it was definitely beneficial to me.
We need
And
copies of the
study
notes.
it and read. Listen, I
That's a
do
book
have
right
them in my
there.
drive, but I didn't get a chance to print them out. And
We gonna
listen,
publish-
these
we gonna
computer
publish
screens, that
Sage's
5G with the eyes, I be having shades on reading. I'm gonna have to get the glasses.
So we gonna publish Sage's notes, y'all.
Yes.
Coming soon.
So they have this thing, what they call, of course, universal positive self-values and then universal negative ego.
Right, let me get my posture together for this, because she about to spit on you.
For the enlightened person. No, just some key words. And their opponents. 1, self-awareness. Who knows what self-awareness is? Only one person there. Nobody?
I mean, I know what it is.
Okay. Self-awareness, conscious knowledge. Right? The opposite of that is self-ignorance.
Ooh.
And self-ignorance is when you pretty much know that you're wrong, but you put on face like you're right.
Gaslight.
When you realize on your left and your belief system is totally wrong, but you just right. That's when it's self-worth. It's what you believe about yourself, right? But the negative part of that is self-centeredness. And self-centeredness is an outsourced force influenced by being super independent. This toxic femininity and masculine energy we have out here, being super independent. We don't need no man, and the man thinking he don't need no woman, and we don't need our family, and we don't need loved ones, and we live amongst people. All types of people.
Right.
These people can get up off the earth. You go off the earth because you black. You go off the earth because you Chinese. You go back off the earth because you white. Super toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-esteem, which is confidence in your ability. And the negative is self-importance. An exaggerated sense of one's version of themselves. You big yourself up.
You said that's
Cocky.
the opposite?
The opposite.
negative.
Opposite.
The opposite.
There's a thin line between those two.
Look,
They almost sound the same.
Right.
Almost there, yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I have to.
Self-esteem is confidence in your abilities.
Right.
The other one is kind of a distorted version of yourself. You big yourself up. Right?
Right,
And then
arrogance.
we have self-love, which is concerned about your well-being and happiness. Self-serving, it's the opposite of that.
oh, that's like
Self-serving is having concern for one's own welfare before others. It's the me first.
Yeah, self.
All right? And then we have self-confidence, a feeling of trust in your abilities, opposed to self-delusion, failure to recognize reality. And we're running out of time, so we'll come back. Part 2. Got it. I want to make sure everybody, Nadia over here, she's going to type it up and give everybody some listen on this part. Yes, we'll have more, but we're running out of time.
I like that.
Next week, y'all, Monday, 6 o'clock. I hope we did our job with education and being impactful.
None of my people
Thank
gon'
you guys for tuning in.
bands for us, now she Phoenix. Running down, now we up to the moon. Probably gon' be in resort. If he come from my chain and we smoke. Shawty can't look in my eyes. BBS's I shine in the dark. Make my gentleman ish. I'm putting off for my city. Don't need friends, my family.
What's poppin', man? Sparkle, man. Let's talk about it.